there. I am at the River Belle Terrace. I originally had a dinner reservation here today, but I didn't want to be here when that reservation was, so I was waffling about canceling because I wanted to show it to you. But then I discovered, oh look, they have a walk-up list. So I did a walk-up list, and I'm having it now. I had the Daisy Pizza flop over a little while ago, but it wasn't substantial enough. And now we're going to have a real lunch. They only seem to have entrees, no appetizers, so it is kind of a get yourself in and out quickly. None of the desserts look like there's something I can have, but we'll find out when we talk to the waiter, and I'll tell you what I'm getting. If you look at the menu, there is one thing I can eat, which is luckily something I like. And then if you can have gluten, but if you can't have gluten but can have shellfish, there is another option, which I can't have. But we're going to find out what's available, and we'll talk to you when we know what everything is. Okay, so again, I mentioned 3 allergies, and they were able to bring the chef in. They have no gluten-free pasta. They have much less options for modification here. The only thing I can safely have is the pork chop and 3, which is a pork chop with mashed potatoes that has heavy cream, butter, and chives in it. The roasted garlic green beans, garlic, salt, and pepper in there. And they're checking on the braised bourbon apples. And I said, basically, bourbon extrudes the gluten, basically, in the distillation process. So that should be okay. I'm usually all right with that. And he said he would check and just double check there's nothing else in the sauce, because I'll be really disappointed if it's just salt and pepper on the pork chop and no sauce to go with it. That would make me sad. So we wait and see. There was a reason I really didn't want to come back here on a special time to eat at this restaurant, because I was really worried what was feasible. So that's good. So we can get the apples. I'm just getting water. I don't need anything fancy right now. They do have a nice looking blackberry drink, but I think at this point I'm going to finish here. I'm going to head out, pick up some churro toffee, go chill at the room for a while, and come back later. Actually, I have to pick up the churro toffee and then go back to Tomorrowland, so I don't have to walk so far, because I have to walk quite a distance to get back to my room even when I get out of the monorail. So that's where we are, guys. I'll tell you when the food gets here and what I think. Okay, so I've got the pork chop here. The picture will go right here. They gave me a little side salad with it, which I was not necessarily expecting. Again, they did just a plain salt and pepper. I did see someone else was eating one of these and had just kind of a very nice seasoned crumbly top of stuff, which we can't have. So, pork chop alone by itself first. Skin is good. Flavor on the outside is good. The seasoning is the right amount. Let's see what these bourbon potato apples are like with it. This tastes like a basic applesauce. Okay, almost a little bit savory, actually, but not bad. On those kind of an apples, I'd probably want something a hair sweeter, but it's okay. It doesn't overpower it. Green beans, very light cook, nice punch. Very garlicky. Some are more blackened than others. I don't know if you can see that. They're a little cool. Not cold, but not hot. Mashed potatoes are a little bit salty. Decent amount of butter. Like I said, it was butter, cream, and chives. So good basic piece. Good basic fare. If I got this at an average restaurant, I wouldn't mind. The fact that I'm getting it at Disney, where I tend to expect the best of the best, makes me sad, but it is definitely better than what I had the other night. Like I said, the pork chop flavor is good. So then it's just kind of salt and pepper on there. So that. And it's fresh. And to be honest, the pork chop is much warmer than all the sides. So either they plated everything and we're waiting for the pork chop, or the other sides just sit there all the time and the pork chop is the only thing made fresh. It's good. Push on the stomach. If I was in the mood for a pork chop, I could do this again. The noise is crazy and unbearable. And it's a little echoey in here, but overall, yeah, decent park food. Sorry, we have the salad first. It's basically just arugula and pickled onions. Pickled sweet vinegar in the onions. Very lightly dressed. Like whatever the pickling syrup is. And a touch of olive oil, maybe all that's on here. Yeah. But nice fresh bitter arugula. The onions have at least still a decent crunch to them and that sweetness. Yeah. Again, it's not earth-shattering, but it's a good decent meal. So you're looking at the bill right now. It was $32 for that, plus I'm going to get 10% off because for this one I'm using my Chase Visa. I didn't get a drink with this one. I just wasn't in the mood for the alcohol. But they did ask me about dessert, and they did say the blueberry cobbler was gluten-free. I said, what's it topped with? She went, well, it's not a grain. I went, is it oats? She said, yes. I said, all right, if they're not purity protocol oats, then they're not really gluten-free. And if you're celiac, that's what you need. Now, I'm not celiac, but I do try to be as aware and careful about that as much as I can on this channel. So I was like, kind of educating back and saying, if it's not purity protocol, they're not gluten-free. They're like gluten light or whatever. I mean, they don't necessarily have it, but the oats themselves often do have gluten in them, just because of the processing to keep them from clumping together. So that was it. I mean, honestly, as I continued to eat it, the pork chop flavor was really good. Drier because they overcooked it, but good. Potatoes were fine, kind of plain. I think the arugula salad thing they gave me, I saw some other people get the pork chop, but they didn't get that salad, so I'm assuming that was an extra something they gave me. And the green beans were good, so enough of a meal, enough of an enjoyable piece, and then I'm sated, though I'm still craving sugar. So that's where we are. But if this has helped you figure out how to eat gluten-free when you are at Disneyland, please give this a thumbs up, like, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. The bad stuff, don't forget that I don't have a tagline. Singing hey ho, a maiden's life, 1, 2, 3. Hey ho, a maiden's life, won't you drink with me?